Hey guys, long time no see. I know. Welcome to, I think it's episode 61 of Coffee Talk with Hazel. I do have coffee. It's decaf, but it's the only type of coffee that the baby will let me keep down, so hey, I'm not gonna complain. Coffee is coffee. Except for when it's decaf, but whatever. I don't know if people still check these out or not, but if you guys do, thank you. Thank you to everybody who's continued to show their support, especially through the mess that I like to call my life the last 5 months. It's very much appreciated. So yeah, I do want to especially thank my friend Kay Hart. She's really been there for me and has helped pull me out of some really dark places, and has helped me to realize and to see a lot of potential, as well as, you know, the light. So Kay Hart, if you still watch these, thank you. I also want to thank my mom and my stepdad for once again letting me and my kids move in here. We would most likely be out on the streets had it not been for them. And it's very much appreciated, although I'm not sure my mom watches these anymore. And it's not just me and my kids, it's me, my kids, and my boyfriend that live here. So thank you for letting him come with me. And my boyfriend, Jayan, I want to thank him because he's put up with me a lot. Not to say that a lot of what we had to go through, it's never one-sided. It's never just one person's fault. It is always both parties' faults. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you did. It is always both parties' faults. That's all I'm saying. So there you go. Thank you, guys, for putting up with me, for sticking with me, for everything. Not everything, but thank you for what you've been doing. I didn't really have a topic in mind, although I did have a list of topics that I did want to discuss, because doing these videos, I miss doing these videos. I miss the coffee talks, and, you know, people replying, leaving comments, you know, all that good shit. I know it's like super dark in here, I'm sorry. But you know, it helps me relieve some of what I am feeling. Normally, when I have all these feelings bottled up, normally I would just write or blog on my website. Unfortunately, right now I don't have that luxury of doing so, because I did have to pawn both my laptops and my TV and my games and my PlayStation. So as of right now, all I have is this here phone and this food stamp phone. As you can see, there's not even a camera, like, and it's broke, but you know what, it's a phone, so I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining about having to pawn my stuff either, because unfortunately sometimes you have to do what you have to do, and you may not like it, you may hate the fucking shit out of it, but it's life, you know? And, you know, when I first pawned my PlayStation and my laptop, one of my laptops, I had this urge to work harder, to work towards getting those out. Now, I was able to get my PlayStation and my games out, and the week that I was going to go get my laptop is when I lost my job. So, obviously, that didn't work. But, anyways, it's part of life, guys. You know, you're gonna have your bad days, you're gonna have your good days. Sometimes it's gonna feel like they're not good days because, you know, maybe nobody wants to talk to you, or maybe you don't feel like talking to anybody. Because I know for me, you know, I want to say I help a lot of people. There are people who message me and, you know, they vent or they ask for advice or they ask for help, and I do whatever I can to be there, because that is something that I want to do. I want to become a psychologist, and having these people come to me, my friends, I guess you could say, come to me and talk to me about what's going on with them, it means a lot, you know, and it makes me feel good being able to be there for somebody. For one, it helps me to not focus so much on the bad shit that's going on in my life. And I say bad shit because it's bad shit right now. There's a tiny, tiny little light of hope and good. And I'm holding on to that light for dear fucking life. And that light is my kids, Andrew and Emma and little no name that is still inside me. But without that light, I would have nothing. I would have nothing to look forward to, and I would be nothing. You know, everything I do for my kids. And unfortunately, I guess you could say I've been having a self-pity party for myself, which isn't entirely true, but it's not entirely untrue. It's not a matter of feeling sorry for myself as much as it is, I feel weak. I feel useless. I feel like I just don't matter anymore. Because I'm good for nothing. You know, I can't provide for my kids the way that a mother should. And, you know, I have all this other shit going on that just keeps building up and piling up. And, you know, it really gets to me. Every day it gets to me. But every day, I have to hold it together, and I have to be strong, and I have to keep it inside. I have to keep moving forward, because even though there's an actual game called life, this isn't a game. You don't get a pause button. You don't get a restart button. You don't get to choose to skip a level or go back and redo a level to get 100%. It's real life. If you fuck up, you fucked up. There is no going back. And unfortunately, that's all I do, is I fuck up. And I continuously make mistakes. And maybe to other people, it's not mistakes. Maybe they're life lessons, which is what I tell people. And I know this. And I feel like a hypocrite, which makes me feel even worse than I already do, because I hate criticism. I hate two-faced people. I hate people who lie, you know, about important shit. Everybody lies. You know, everybody lies. I've lied, you know, to certain people, like my grandparents. I know they don't watch these. And I've lied to my mom, which my mom knows, because eventually I came clean, because I don't like lying. But you know, we all lie, whether we mean to, or whether it's on purpose or subconsciously. We all lie. But it's a matter of being an adult, of caring about a person or humanity enough to admit those lies, to come forward and say, hey, look, you know what, I lied about this because I really was looking for sympathy. I wanted people to feel sorry for me. I don't know why I wanted people to feel sorry for me, but I did. And now I'm in too deep, and all these people feel sorry for me, and these other people, they question me. I can't really give an example without putting somebody on blast, and I'm not going to do that, because what people talk to me about is between me and them. And I would never, ever go behind their back, or even in front of them, say what they've talked to me about. But I will say this, because the last time that I blogged, apparently it started up a bunch of fucking issues. And all I have to say is this: my website is mine. It's my feelings, how I feel about shit, it's my opinions, it's mine. If I want to talk shit about a person without actually putting them on blast, I'm gonna fucking do so. If it's about you, and you know it's about you, then instead of bitching and whining about it, why don't you do something to change it? Seriously. Because bitching and whining, where's that gonna get you? It's gonna get you nowhere, and it's gonna get people to hate on me when they have no right to. You know? I am who I am. And a lot of what I say on my blogs, 40% of it isn't me. It's what people talk to me about and express to me and open up to me about. And instead of putting them on blast or saying, oh, I have this friend, yeah, I will play it as it's me. I will play it as I'm the one who's going through it, even if I'm not the one who's going through it. But at some point or another, I have gone through it. So yes, I will write whatever the fuck I want to write. And that's that. And if you have a problem with it, then stop fucking reading my shit. It's that simple. You have a problem with what the fuck I have to say in my videos? You don't have to watch. Nobody's holding a gun to your fucking head saying, hey, you better watch this bitch. Grow the fuck up. Seriously. And get the fuck off my back and stop spreading rumors and lies about shit that ain't even true. And another thing, if you don't want people to ignore you, if you don't want people to treat you like shit, do what they ask of you. Depending on what it is, of course. Nobody is anybody's slave. Yeah. And nobody should be treated like a slave or should act like they're the fucking highest king or queen in the fucking world. No, nobody should act like that. Everybody should work together. But unfortunately, there are people out there who are willing to help you, but unfortunately will hold it over your head. And during that time, you know what? You just have to force a smile, nod your head, agree to do whatever it is that they're saying, and work harder to get whatever it is that you're working towards. Sometimes you have to fake it to make it. It's not fun. It sucks. It's aggravating. It's frustrating. It's annoying. But it's life. You know, if you're at a job and you've been at this job for 10, 15 years and you absolutely fucking hate it, and your boss tells you that you know, you need to do something even though it's not in your job description, are you going to defy them? No. You're going to do whatever it is that they say to do because you know, I need this job. Or you say, yeah, I'll do it, and behind their back or whatever, you start looking for another job and then quit once you get another job. Whatever your strategy, whatever your plan, whatever you want to call it is, that is what you do. But you don't tell your boss to their face to fuck off, or that you don't need them when you know damn well deep inside you do. Like, how fucking stupid do you have to be to do that? You know, and I have a right to say that. I have room to talk because I've done that. There have been jobs where I've bit my tongue and I didn't say shit and I just did whatever the fuck was asked of me. And there have been times where I've went off on my boss. Sometimes it was for the better and a couple times it wasn't. But you live and learn. That's all it is you live and you learn. You know, sorry that I am moving so much. My elbows hurt. But my point is, if I even have one. I don't have one. I'm just going on a bitch rant. Let's just call it that. Hazel's bitch rant number 5012. I have a lot of bitch rants. I have a lot of pent up feelings. I have a lot of fucking baggage. And I don't give a fuck if people realize this or not. And I don't give a fuck if people understand it. And I sure the fuck don't give a fuck if people want to talk shit about it. My kids are my life. They come first. I don't care who you are, what you've done for me, or anything else. My kids come first. That's that. Whether it's Andrew or Emma or this baby or all three of them at once, they will always come first. And nobody is so special as to think that I'm going to put my kids off to the side because of their own fucking feelings. You got me fucked up and confused with some other hoe. Just saying. And that goes for a lot of people, because there have been a lot of people who have made some really fucked up comments about my kids and me and my parenting and my motherhood. You don't know me. You know what I let you know. I let you see what I want you to see. And what other people say behind my back in fucking messages or whispers or whatever, that's their opinion. And if you're going to take whatever it is that they say over the actual source, that's your own issue. And you're more fucking dramatic than that person themselves. And I'm sure a lot of people will say that this video is probably dramatic, but you know what? I don't give a fuck. You want to blame it on pregnancy hormones? Go right ahead. Let's blame it on that. Because it is so much easier to just blame everything on somebody or something else than it is to just take credit for the fuck-ups you have caused. For the mistakes that you have made. I've made a lot of mistakes. A lot. You know, I fucked up my college scholarships. I could have been graduated from college by now, but I fucked it up. I made the mistake of quitting college and getting a third job. Instead of making my boyfriend at the then time, aka my ex-husband, get a job. I quit school to get a third job. Mistake. I got an apartment and only paid 1 month and thought that I would get paid enough in time to pay the next month. Mistake. I believe that somebody was actually going to come through and help. Mistake. When you rely on other people, it's a mistake. You can't rely on anybody for anything. And I can sit here like I have before and I can say, oh, but you can rely on me. Because you can. But I'm going to be honest, lately, nobody's been able to rely on me. And not because I don't want to be there for people. I just don't have the energy. I want to help people and I want to be there for you guys. And, you know, I want to make you feel better. But right now, I can't even be there for myself. And if I can't be there for myself, trust me, you don't want me to be there for you. There is half a handful of people that I will put shit aside for. But for very good reasons. And no, I'm not going to tell you those reasons because that's my business, not yours. And, you know, all this time, all these people that I thought were my friends, that, you know, I have supported, that I have been there for, I was wrong. Mistake. You never know who you can trust anymore. And I've known my entire life that you can't trust anybody. And by you, I mean me. I can't trust anybody. I am literally incapable of trusting. And until I somehow find a way to get over that, I'm not going to trust anybody. I'm not going to trust you. I'm not going to trust the people I live with. I'm not going to trust the people who the daycare, who have my kids. I don't trust my son's school. I don't trust anybody. Because the one person I did trust and I gave my everything to crushed me, destroyed me, broke me. I have this friend. I don't know if you can call him that really. There we don't talk, but we talked one time last year. One of the times we talked last year. I don't even remember what it was, but we were talking and he had made a comment or something and I said, you don't know me. And it took a really long time before he responded, and I'm like, you know, nobody ever has an answer for that. Ever. Or they'll be like, oh yeah, I do. You like Reese's. Oh my god, you know my favorite candy. You know all about... No, shut the fuck up. But anyway, he finally responded. And in detail, just from a picture that I had on Twitter, said exactly everything that I wasn't even able to say. just from a picture, just from my stupid eyes and my stupid fake smile, was able to sit there and depict everything. Nobody has ever done that. Now, we're just friends. We're not more than friends. I don't want to be more than friends with him. No offense. But I was literally blown away. And I'll admit it, I cried. You guys know, I've made videos of me crying before. But I was blown away and I cried. I cried for at least an hour because I'm like, holy shit. There's one person who actually knows. Who can see through the mask that I force myself to wear. Now, whether or not he did his research, or whether or not he was just telling me what he thought I wanted to hear, I'm telling you, it was word for word. No, I'm not going to tell you who it was. And no, I'm not going to show you a picture, because if I show you a picture of what he said, it'll show who he is. And I'm not about that life. I'm not about like, oh my God, so-and-so said this. Look, guy. No. You can believe me. You cannot believe me. I don't really care. I know what's the truth because it's in my messages. But you're going to have to do things that you don't want to do. And you're going to have to act ways you don't want to act. And you're going to hate it. And you're going to resent it. And you're going to become bitter. Trust me. I've been here before. But it beats the alternative. Now, whether the alternative is ending your life, ending the life of others, or giving up and going back where you came from, whatever the case may be, whatever your alternative is or was, fake it till you make it. You know, if you don't want people to ignore you, join in when they're talking. You know, like, I wouldn't mind just hanging out in my mom's spare bedroom. I wouldn't mind just hanging out in there, watching TV and, you know, playing board games with my kids all day. But after a while, that gets really boring. Not about my kids, but just being in the same room. I can't do that. That's not me. I've already been confined to so many bedrooms or rooms. I don't want to be confined anymore. And if that means watching movies that I really don't like, but spending time with my mom and or my stepdad, then so be it. It's been a really long time since I have felt like I was part of a family. Like a real family. And it makes me feel good and it makes me feel better when we spend those moments together. Because even though there's so much tension and there's so much shit and there's so much everything, for those few hours, everybody's quiet. Everybody's okay with each other. Everybody is peaceful. And it only lasts for a few hours, but during those few hours, it's magical. As stupid and cheesy and girly as that sounds, to me it is. Especially not having a lot of my family that I used to be able to count on, not having them here. But you know, when I do get back to writing, and I go back to my blogs, if you don't like what I have to say, or what I've said before, don't read them. Because chances are, I am 95% sure you're not going to like what I have to say in the future either. I have to be independent. I can't rely on other people. And I can't explain it. And I know that nobody's going to understand it, because how stupid does that sound? But that's just something I have to do. I don't always want to talk. But the times that I do want to talk, and if I come to you and I just start talking, or I say, hey, can we talk? Just listen. Because it's not often that those moments come. And if you want to talk, I swear, I will do my best to listen to every word you say. All I ask is that you just don't get mad if I don't respond right away, or if it takes me a minute, or if it takes me a couple of hours. I'm trying. I'm trying to be there for everybody and to help everybody. And I'm sorry if that's not enough. And I'm sorry if I'm not trying enough or hard enough. But I swear I'm trying. And it's just going to take me some time. So, with that being said, you know, I know how hard it is for the people in my life. Some of the people in my life. Because I'm going through it with them, or I've been there. But I know how hard it is. I know how frustrating it is. I know how aggravating it is. And if you get the urge to give up, as long as it's not killing yourself or killing anybody else, I'm not going to stop you. Because obviously it's becoming toxic. Obviously it's not something that you wanted. And at the time, maybe it's at the time that I went through it, or if I'm going through it, or whatever the case may be, maybe it's not what I want either. But you never know until you try, until you make that effort. And no effort goes unnoticed. I don't care who you are, or what you say, or how fucking dramatic you are. No effort goes unnoticed as long as actual effort is being made. And in the words of Yoda, do or do not. There is no try. So from now on, I'm not going to try to do anything. I'm just going to do, or I'm just not going to do. And that'll be that. I'm sure my hormones have a lot to do with my emotional state or whatever. But for those who actually follow my channel and for those who actually know me, I think the pregnancy just kind of enhances those emotions. And yes, the baby, this baby right here, I didn't make it on my own. Jayan helped me, and yes, it's his baby too. So, in case anybody was wondering or having doubts or thinking that I'm a hoe and cheated and nobody knows whether or not it's Jayan's, fuck you. You're wrong. And yes, it is Jayan's. Not every female is a tramp. So, like I said, I think this is what, episode 61? I don't even remember anymore. And I really should be careful with how I act and what I say, especially in public or on social media or whatever, because any little fuck up could be just what my ex needs to take my kids from me again. And I'll be damned if I let that happen. So if I ignore you, or if I talk to somebody more than I talk to you, depending on that person, just understand it's not necessarily because I want to, it's because I have to. I have to make the best out of my situations. I have to. For my kids.